Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Nowhere Prophet. We are in a little bit of a precarious position in terms of the injury level of our followers, but aside from that, things look pretty good. We're good on resources. Obviously we could use a little bit more hope. Do I have we have a buff up right now? We don't. So we could throw on a luxury good at this moment, and probably it's worth doing it. We're missing a little bit of health. Unstable charge lets us start with an improvise. I do like that. I mean, we have to do... It would be to our benefit to do pretty well in this coming battle, so let's go ahead and use that. And I think we don't have... Yeah, there's nothing for it except to go to the spaceport and hope. Ruined landscape, etc. Deserters into the convoy, and then we fought a dude. Alright. So, we're gonna have to push through an awful lot of enemy health here. We need to figure out what the deck is that we bring to this battle. Well, we could play the Vanguard. We could just not play the Vanguard unless he's going to win us the game. So keep him in the deck and he's still a powerful thing. The Huntmaster, it's looking like Huntmaster stays in, probably. Like, we have to play a bunch of injured stuff, right? I am not, broadly, a big proponent of losing things from the caravan. I like to try to keep people alive when possible. But I think we're just going to have to roll like this, because we can't afford to cut our convoy deck down by too much more than we have cut it down. And I'm looking at all these things and thinking I don't really want to rotate any of this in. Yeah, we're just going to run it like this, and we're gonna figure it out. We're just going to be okay through sheer force of will. That's the plan. This is an acceptable set of cards. Actually, this is like pretty good. Alright. So, trying to think about how we want to use this improvise. We're never gonna be able to trigger Huntmaster's ability, but we could just play Huntmaster Bolster and have a 4/3. That's like a two card 4/3 for 3 is not awesome. I'm probably better off saving the bolster for someone a little more relevant. We could put down the worker swarm and improvise the bolster on it. And then we have a 3/3 robust, which could actually be pretty hard to deal with. You know what? I like that. And, of course, may as well protect. Alright, I think that's a good start. This is a frustrating guy to deal with. And him being 3/3 removes the ability for them to just +4/-2 him. Although, now it becomes a little bit more doable. Boy, Spark Shaman seems pretty alright here, huh? Spark Shaman and then just trade our like burn one of the robust uses on the scout just to maintain our position. I think I like it an awful lot. I guess there's no reason this guy has to be in front here. I guess we have to ask ourselves, do we actually even want to throw the worker swarm at that guy? What are the odds that he's going to do that for me? I think pretty good. Let's just go to his face. Like, we could sustain a punch here. And then, if I'm gonna scrap somebody, at this point it's you. Cutter's not actually better. Cutter's slightly better, probably. Okay. Is he going to actually have the kill? I assume he's gonna throw the 3/1 at my 3/1, because you know the AI loves to do that thing. Okay, he's out. We are absolutely doing this. And then I don't want to heavy slug the 3/4. I mean, I don't just want to throw my Spark Shaman away either. Obviously, the Spark Shaman's not a huge part of our game plan and probably will not be in our deck most of the time. I think we're probably just going to go to the face here and then... Like, heavy slug plus wild hand's pretty good. Yeah, we'll do this. And then we can, of course, safely sacrifice the beast. I want to make sure the 3/3 is going to be able to attack, so we'll play her in the front row. Okay, that was nice. It showed up in the row that we hadn't yet put anything in. Got a little bit lucky there. Okay, so we're going to have to kill the worker first. Alright, that's not a big deal. So we light blast to kill the worker, then we eye for an eye the beast token. Seems pretty good. Yeah. You and your armor. Alright, destroy a random enemy follower. And then face and face. And do I want to move? What do I think the odds are that he has a double kill for the worker swarm? I guess attacking right now probably doesn't change our number of critical turns, so we may as well just move it up. I think I'm cool holding on to what we have here. I feel like we're in pretty good shape. This is going alright so far. Okay, that's very annoying. Not something we can't deal with, of course. But it does reduce the amount of damage I get to put on the boss. So, precog feels like a pretty smart move. Sacrifice a drone and deal X damage to all targets in the opposing row and the enemy leader. That's not gonna do it. Crippling Mudra is also not amazing here. Like, obviously, it's cool to set the life of these guys to 2. I guess it doesn't affect most of my units. The only thing I was thinking is that it's a little awkward to set the Spark Shaman to a 4/2. But maybe it's not that big of a deal. I'm going to take that. So, we do a Crippling Mudra. We trade our 2/2, or we trade the barrier on our 2/2 for their taunt. And now I can attack for... Oh, I can't play Vanguard. We spent just a little bit too much. So yeah, I can attack for a fair amount, but I think it probably makes the most sense for us to continue maintaining board control. So like, trade, attack here, and then play a dozer in front of you? Maybe I play the wounded dozer in the hopes of getting the kill with it, to remove the wound. Yeah. If we end up losing a dozer, I'm not going to be like totally heartbroken about it. And we may as well improvise the drone out. I don't know where we would want to put it. It's probably just going to serve as a backup for somebody. Or we could like put it right here. There's no reason for this guy to be exposed anymore. Alright, Madman's Curse, not a big deal. He's starting to get pretty desperate resource-wise. Crash Jacker, also probably not a big deal. Alright, so... what do we have on the attack here? We can get in for 3, 5, 8, 11 lethal. Yeah. Let's go all the way to the face with everything. You so love building a sustainable board state because it lets you do stuff like this. Also, blessing on the Vanguard is a wonderful thing. Force Shield. When a follower with life 6 or more joins... Okay, we've seen this before, and I don't think it's very good, and I also don't think dismantling it gets us a very good card. Maybe we'll sell it. Maybe we'll just dismantle it, because we are trying to dismantle stuff to earn our convoy perks, right? Alright, we have reached the spaceport. Everything is going splendidly-ish. Let's sell off all of our garbage first. And then we're going to do events, or do I want to heal followers a little bit? Because there are definitely sometimes events where our followers get wounded. We probably want to heal some followers first. So how much health am I actually missing? We probably don't want to do more than 1 heal leader. So 4 charges of heal followers is pretty compelling. Who is definitely staying in to get healed? We want to pull in both the sweepers. I want to heal the lancer. I want to heal the scanners. And we definitely want to heal just like everybody who's part of our gimmick, right? So let's start with that. And then I'm going to pull the Spark Shaman, because we're probably not going to actually play the Spark Shaman. You know what? The Hunt Master is also low priority. So who wants to get... Oh, Keeper. Keeper obviously has to get the heal. Okay, we managed to heal all of the drones. And then, may as well do this. Okay, now we can go exploring. I want to make sure we did that stuff before we did anything stupid in the event space. So we have the batteries to shop and trade with people, and I think we definitely want to do that. Let's shop for... Do I want to shop for food? Yeah, you know, 103 is a lot of food, but also you can sometimes go through a lot of nodes without seeing a lot. Let's buy some food. Alright, that was a pretty good deal. Shop for rare equipment. Got ourselves a target marker. Interesting. We're probably actually just going to dismantle this for coordinated fire, because coordinated fire is awesome in our deck. Yeah, give me that right now. Container City. If we explore the area, we'll gain scholar points. If we pray, obviously we'll gain believer points. I think let's pray. Then in the control center, we can't enter the merchant area. We could visit the casino, but I'm leery of losing batteries at this point, because batteries are so important to me. I think let's just not actually do anything there. So, do we want to recruit anybody? Are there any, like, really awesome... Ooh, Shredder. We probably want to recruit that Shredder. What is Shrieker? It is a drone. In sight, reduce the cost of a random convoy card in your hand by 1. That guy is excellent. And then... Neighboring followers gain shielded and barrier is great. Obviously, the Genoir Silverback is a fun card. We're going to end up spending a lot of batteries here. I mean, we got to buy the Shrieker, right? Especially since the way our deck works out, we can trigger Insight by playing creatures because of the drone cards. So we can even like do this while continuing to build board state. I think we got to take you, and we got to take the Shredder. It's just like we'd be very silly not to take the Shredder. And then we got to go back to the market. I can't imagine a situation where we want to buy any of this stuff. We might want to sell the Force Shield. I mean, we're not going to use it. We don't want to dismantle it, and I do want more batteries. I want to make sure I have enough batteries to level up next time we get the level up opportunity, which is soon. So I guess we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. We're going to have to figure out our convoy deck. I'm not going to bother with it right now. We'll figure it out next time we get in trouble. So I think we're just going to leave. I feel like that was pretty successful. So a swamp that takes us through the Hermit's Sanctum or the Shira Monks. Let's take the monk path here. So Machinist Workshop seems like a thing that would be good for us, running all these machines as we are. Let's go in that direction. Our Outriders reported a situation ahead. The farmhouse with the cannibals. Man, I don't know what to do here. My feeling is that we have never had a good outcome from this, regardless of what we're choosing. And that's probably not the case. I probably am just not remembering what it was that turned out well. But, like, honestly, when we join their fight, we usually find that the people inside probably were actually cannibals. When we turn on them, we usually find that the people inside were actually cannibals. Let's just not get involved. Let's just not even engage with that situation. Okay, Blackbirds in a Red Sky. This is a Dark Omen. We don't have the believer points necessary to convince our people that that is not, in fact, an omen. Let's bring on a Survivor. Kennelmaster is actually a really good card. Happy to have a Kennelmaster. Obviously, she's seen better days. So let's go down through the difficult terrain toward the workshop. A group of traders and their wagons had been attacked by hill tribe raiders. Of course we helped them. We're very helpful people. When a unit is healed, it gains +1/+1, and restore is kind of whatever. We'll hold on to this for right now. I'm not sure what we'll do with it. I mean, we don't really have a reason to equip it, obviously. Okay, we got some bad guys. Let's fight some dudes. Let's look at our convoy deck. I don't want to run 20 cards. We have a lot of cheap cards in the deck right now. We probably don't need to run all of them. Let's maybe not run the razors. They're just like very low impact. Wild Hand is not part of our gimmick, but is fine as a card, and that might be enough to keep her in. Let's not run this guy. In theory, we're trying to pursue a drone strategy here, but we don't actually have the drone, like the stuff that triggers off of drone movement and whatnot worked out. So there's no reason we need to stick to all drones for the moment. I'm trying to think about it that way. Like, Vindicator is fine. Let's drop a dozer. Let's drop both dozers? Dozer's not great. Let's drop a cutter. We probably don't need... Like, I want to bring in Shrieker, so we probably don't need too many twos. And then let's just run it like this. This is a fine deck. Okay, probably don't need to start with the Lancer, but I will keep the Sweeper. Coordinated fire could go. Feels pretty okay. So we got... This is the thing that deals damage to adjacent units. When a unit joins the battle. I thought it was the one that dealt damage to adjacent units when it was damaged. So, like, obviously we could do this. That feels like a pretty eventful first turn. Well, that's very annoying. That really screws up my math. Wow, also a very eventful first turn. Well, Heavy Slug's fun. We definitely want to make sure we get this battery cache. I mean, we could just play the Sweeper. I'm just going to play the Sweeper, and I know I'm going to take a damage here, but that's fine. And then, if we were going to scrap something... I'm not going to scrap anything. And I'm also not going to attack. Alright, that Black Star Overseer is a little bit of a pain in this situation. How do we want to deal with this? I mean, if I attack with Sweeper, do the obvious thing, he's probably going to end up getting wounded. But it's not the end of the world. And we do need to get rid of the 2/5. Yeah, I'm going to do it. And then... we want to play the Vindicator for sure. They have enough power here that they're potentially going to do some real damage to me. So I guess we could instead kill something, right? I could like attack with the 2/1 into the 4/4 and then also hit it with shot and then just play the Shrieker. If I'm going to do that, we want to do it in this order. Alright, and there's a pretty good chance that that gets my cutter killed, but that's fine. A wounded cutter can just sit in the deck for a while. I don't think we want to scrap. If he chooses to go to my face here, he doesn't even make it through the armor. I assume he's gonna... oh, now he's probably taking the 1/4. Yeah. Oh, what an annoying thing to do. Feedback pulse. Is there a way we can work this feedback pulse? I mean, I could just... it's not easy for us to get this guy down to 3 health. That's what I would like to do, is get him to 3 while this guy's still at 3, and then just feedback pulse the scanner out. But if we use Light Blast to knock the taunt guy down to 3, the other guy falls down to 2 at the same time. We could scrap looking for our other shot, I suppose, but, like, what would we scrap? I don't want to drop the Heavy Slug, because we might still need it. So what we could do instead is just now feedback pulse the Vindicator to get rid of the 3/5 feels pretty bad. You really, like, with feedback pulse, you really want to be killing 2 creatures with it so you can maintain card parity. If we light blast here, it kills the 1/1, puts you on 2, puts you on 3. We can have the cutter. Well, sorry, I can't have the cutter trade with that guy. Because, obviously, the taunt. Taunt is a problem. Alright, I think we do want to scrap. I'm gonna scrap the Light Blast. Okay, Eye for an Eye is not a good draw. We Heavy Slug you, have the 2/1 kill that guy. No, that's no good. Because then I have to sacrifice Sweeper. Maybe I do just have to sacrifice Sweeper. We use Sweeper to kill the 3/5. We Heavy Slug the 4/3. Just go to the enemy's face with our 2/1. That leaves me able to play Scanner. That's not amazing. Or we could Eye for an Eye. One thing we could do is we could just Eye for an Eye the 2/1 right now and try to get lucky. If we Eye for an Eye the 2/1 and we get the 1/1 with it, though, it's very, very bad. And unfortunately, I can't deal with the 1/1 in any way because we lost the Light Blast fishing. Heavy Slug the 3/5. Eye for an Eye the 2/1 to try to get lucky. And if we don't get lucky, then I think that's the way I want to do it. Alright. Please get the 4/3. Nope. Then do we just go for the enemy's face anyway? Right, like I'm not afraid of that 4/3. Yeah, that is not a big deal. In fact, Crippling Mudra is kind of an amazing draw here. Especially considering that we could now draw Shot. Although if I drew Shot, I would use it on my opponent's face. Never mind. Crippling Mudra Coordinated Fire is very funny. Yep, that's the play. What a fun sequence. And then I'm gonna scrap something digging for a 2-cost. Nope, that's a pretty good card though. Happy to have drawn it. Gosh, I sure hate that blackout. It was a very powerful blackout. Do we play a Lancer? Lancer and Improvised Drone gives us pretty good control of the situation. Keeper and what? As we just play Keeper Overseer, that's pretty strong. Let's do that. Keeper, Overseer, and the 5/2 bashes through the crystals. Yeah, I like that. Let's see how they get out of this one. It is a shame that they're making it kind of awkward for me to access those batteries, though, because I really would like those batteries. Alright, I think the taunt still functions. They're going to be able to get some damage through here, but they didn't actually get a huge amount done there. And now we have very lethal. I'm trying to think, is there any way that we could draw a card and be able to actually kill the battery thing? I guess if we play the Lancer and we get lucky and it hits the Shepherd here, then I can kill the batteries. We could feedback pulse the Vindicator out of our hand to get rid of this guy, which lets somebody kill the batteries, and then we bolster Sweeper. Yep, that's the play. Feedback pulse this. Oh, that's gonna hold on. That would get rid of the Overseer, who is critical to this plan. Well, I'm glad I thought about that for a second before doing it. If we drew shot... Well, if I drew shot and then hit this guy with it, we could feedback pulse for 3, but that doesn't... That's not good. That kills my... If I drew shot, I could shoot my own guy with it, and then feedback pulse for 5. Let's see if we can do it. That's a shame. Sacrifice a drone, deal X damage to all targets in the opposing row and the enemy leader. So that does... That actually does solve the problem, though, doesn't it? We're gonna put a wound on our sweeper, but, like, might be very worth it. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's worth the wound. Miner's gear. Friendly followers destroyed, gain +1 armor or guard. Also not awesome. Alright, so let me readjust my deck here. Sweeper didn't take a wound. Wait a minute, does sacrificing people not wound them? Why would that be the case? I mean, I guess like we're looking at evidence of that being the case, but that doesn't make any sense, really. I mean, it certainly makes sacrifice effects way more powerful. Like, way, way, way more powerful. Huh. Yeah, the cutter's not wounded either. Wow. Okay, well that's awesome. That definitely changes my evaluation of some of the effects in our deck. Wow, that's good. Why would they design that way? I mean, I'll take it. I'm not upset. So, this kind of stuff gets way more interesting. Yeah, do we want to take the Blood Sacrament? Gain 1 energy cell, draw a leader card is like bananas. Yeah. Give me this. That's real good. I kind of can't believe how good that is. Also, we have a weapon slot. Do we want to go deeper into the dark? Yeah. Let's do this. Let's head off the beaten path. All the good loot's going to be out here. Okay, so the bandit. If we ignore the bandit, we're going to lose altruist points. I guess we should follow him, even though we know it's a trap. Alright, the enemy leader goes first. I don't think we need to mess with our convoy deck. I think it's fine. Remember, we're going to have 4 energy on our first turn. I think I'm still going to pop you out. Yeah, okay, I like this. So, let's start with the sweeper. I mean, like, obviously we want to play him behind cover. Being adjacent to the syn gas barrel is not ideal. But I think I like that better than not playing him right away and trying to, like, set up a thing. Okay, to be expected. Ooh, cheap coordinated fire. We may get some good use out of that. Let's see how things go here. Worker Swarm is a pretty good draw. So... There's nothing we could draw that would allow us to kill the enemy leader this turn, right? But I mean, we don't have a 5-cost card to play anyway, so there's no reason not to start with precog. Light Blast kills one of the enemy followers. So does Shot. So maybe we want to leave Light Blast in the deck for later. Just pick up Shot now. Or I could pick up the Bolster, because that allows us to still play the Worker Swarm this turn. The Worker Swarm is tough for the enemy to deal with. Which is not to say that they can't do it. But yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to bolster this guy, then attack, because now we can top deck Shot for the kill, in case we need to. And then, Worker Swarm. We could Blood Sacrament to just, like, try to top deck the kill, but I'm not, you know, there's no reason to think that we would necessarily be able to do that, and also, we're not in a situation where we need to act like it's a desperate, you know, it's not desperate. We're doing fine. Scrap you looking for something a little more impactful, and... Okay, so we might take as much as 6 damage here. That's kind of what I figured, was that we're gonna waste some stuff trying to fight my Worker Swarm. Wait a minute. Why are units getting... Oh, this is counting as my guy getting healed. Yep, healed back up to 1 life point. Alright, so we have lethal. Is there a reason to do anything other than just dome you? No. I think I actually want... As much as a blessing on the sweeper is very good, I think I want the blessing on the worker swarm. A worker swarm makes real good use of it, right? You're gonna get to apply that point of power a whole bunch of times. We're gonna forgive him and let him go, because altruism. And also batteries. Alright, show me valuable trade goods. Yeah, we'll investigate. I took a damage, then we fought, and we're still gonna get loot after the fight. It's all good. Ooh, free points. Let's drop both of those. Alright, well, this is not exactly rocket science. Maybe it would have been better to play the 2-2 to try to position myself for a, blessing. So my feeling here is that I should... I'm allowed to attack stuff on my side, right? We just break this right now to make room for the other worker swarm. Which I give a bolster to, so if he wants to crash his 4-3 into something, he at least has to die for it. This puts us in a position that's going to be kind of hard to deal with. Like, two robust guys with 2 columns of space behind them is tricky. Obviously, it's also tricky to deal with the 1-5. 1-5 with taunt, no less. There we go. That's working out exactly the way we wanted it to. And that was a real questionable decision on your part. So now we have a nice easy shot for a kill. Just replay Worker Swarm. And I don't think I actually want to cycle anything. I think our hand is pretty good here. We're going to get ourselves a piece of equipment, probably. Yeah, these robust creatures are so powerful. Real strange plays. I guess there's no reason the 1-2 needs to be in an attacking position. Okay, what do we think here? I can't quite kill him. I'm sorry, I totally can kill the opponent just by playing Vanguard. We don't have the resources, however, to kill the opponent and get the equipment, and I'm wondering if I'm just being greedy here. Maybe we should just take the easy kill. I should probably just take the easy kill. Let's go Vanguard. Alright, now both of my worker swarms are blessed. Ooh, we got some fine fabrics. We got some scholarship points, which are probably not going to be super useful. I wish I had gotten that equipment, but honestly, I don't think it was worth going out of our way for it. Oh, interesting. A leper colony. Well, I think we got to go to the colony, right? I don't remember what we did here before. At its heart was the hospice. The monks tended to the dying during their final days. Smaller but no less popular than the holy place was a large bar, frequented by those who preferred to drink their way out of despair. Ah, yes, I remember encountering the Blue Devils in the bar. Well, let's start by exploring the bar. We'll buy a round. Batteries are a little bit more valuable for us than they usually are, but we also have garbage to sell and stuff. Like, we'll be fine. The next time we get to a shop, we'll be fine. As we spoke, people began to understand our quest, and even though they didn't believe in the crypt or the machine spirits, they were excited by the glory our path offered. Well, I mean, hey, come aboard. Drunken laughter filled the bar. I drank so hard that I took damage from it. But we got some cards I'm not going to play. Listen, bodies for the convoy, you know? It's all good. It's nice to get to 50. The smell of dying bodies was everywhere. Healers tended to the suffering. We also spotted a few of the patients in warriors' dress being treated for gashes and burns. We don't really need healing. Let's just talk to some people. Oh, wow, that's a lot of batteries you'd have to do that option. The warriors were members of the Blue Devils mercenaries and were sharing stories of their exploits. After we joined them, they told us tales of glorious death and amazing wealth, both in the here and now, and in the afterlife. Famous stories shared among the core. Well, hey, listen, we've defeated some terrible enemies. We sat down with the men and women and told them of the enemies we had defeated. However, only few believed our stories. Most thought them made up. By evening, we'd left the hospice with new followers in tow, all seeking glory and riches before the Harvester would return and take them. Okay, Near Mercenary is a pretty good card. I don't know that we want to play Veteran Slaver, but we totally might play this guy. And again, bodies. Alright. We cannot hire you. I reject you. And then we fight you. No, tired of rejection. Yeah, I've heard this story before. So when healing a friendly follower, you heal that follower to full. That's pretty cool. And of course, you are a legendary foe. No two ways about that. Do I want to mess with my deck anymore before battling a legendary foe? It might be worth putting in the Shredder. If I was going to put in the Shredder, would I cut something for it? We have a pretty heavy top end already. Honestly, Scanner's not that great. We'll do... That's not what I wanted. There we go. We'll do this. Why is 14 cards the right number? I have no idea. Also, I forgot to edit my deck. We should definitely cut something, because we're very aggressively forgetting stuff this run. Feedback Pulse is super hard to work with. Now that we have more damage stuff, I'm thinking maybe this is the card that goes. It's super cool when you can get like a 2 or a 3 with it, but it's too hard to use. Well, I think we want to probably drop all of those. Our robust cards are a lot less good here than they usually are. But obviously, we're still going to play them. I don't think I want to scrap anything. Oh, sorry. I did the other thing. I can't scrap anything. Okay, Taunt Robust guy. Less good here than he usually is. Like I was saying. So we can ram our 3-2 into their 5-3 if we draw any direct damage so that we can kill him when he hits the second row. The second column, rather. Ooh. Boy, this would be a good time for like a burst fire. Well, we could just heavy slug the 5-5, right? That's, I think, perfectly reasonable. That guy is huge and dangerous, and he's gonna screw with all of our plans really badly. And then make my guy a 4-3 and smash the enemy's face? Or actually, make my guy a 4-3 and kill this dude without moving to the back column is probably the right move. So yeah, let's nuke you, bolster you, smash. Just try to take control here. Our side of the battlefield sure is cramped. Okay, that's a little bit unfortunate that you had a second one of those. How do we want to deal with this? We can, of course, just crash our 4-1 into their 5-3. We could do that and then play Blood Sacrament off of him, since we know now know that sacrificing doesn't wound. That's actually kind of awesome. The Blood Sacrament, I guess we're giving this guy an opportunity to just move his unit back to the front. We could scrap Coordinated Fire, just digging for a card that'll let us... Oh, right, Heal Surge. I'm not remembering to think of the thing that happens at the end of Robust as a heal in the classical sense, but it absolutely is. I think I'm still going to do this. Crippling Mudra is interesting. So I think what I want to do is just play the Sweeper behind that chunk of wall, right? Very unlikely he's going to be able to punish me for doing that, and then we have, like, Crippling Mudra into Coordinated Fire next turn to kill his entire board if we want to. I think I like that. And maybe at this point we scrap the Worker Swarm looking for something a little bit more impactful. Nah, we're fine. Let's just hold off. Okay, moves back to the front. Perfectly reasonable. That's a pretty good draw. The destruction of this barrel is pretty powerful. I mean, it's pretty hard to look past Crippling Mudra into Coordinated Fire. It does cost my whole turn, and it doesn't actually kill the 5/3, but it does kill all of these other dudes. Not that the 1/1s are even anything to worry about. The 4/5's annoying, though. What else would I do? If I'm not going to do that, what would I do? We could still Coordinated Fire, which kills a couple of guys. It leaves the 4/5 alive and in position to try to, like... one of my biggest concerns is that they're going to destroy the equipment cache before I can. I wish that we could kill this guy. Okay, what else could we do? We could attack the barrel. We could kill the barrel with either my actual attack or with the shot, which would kill both of these guys, knock you down to 1, and then... No, that doesn't really help all that much. Maybe what we want to do here is find a way to play... We want to play Wild Hand. Because I would really like to have the extra creature on the board so that we could maybe get a big coordinated attack off next turn. It's just really hard to deal with this 5/3. We could use the 5/4 to just take the... No, that doesn't make sense. I was going to say to take this right now, but yeah, that like just leaves me open. If I play Coordinated Fire, if I play Crippling Mudra Coordinated Fire, he's not going to do anything the next turn. He's probably just going to move his 5/3 back to the front row. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. This is one of the very few ways we have of dealing with that 4/2. Oh, interesting. So we set his max life to 2, not his current life to 2. That actually makes him considerably easier to deal with. At this point, I think the odds of us playing this Worker Swarm are pretty low. Okay, Vindicator's definitely more relevant. So he's just going to move that guy forward. I was about to say... Damn it. I was about to say, now that that guy's a 5/2, it's way easier to deal with the deal with him via blowing up the barrel next to him. Deals all damage, gains +X+O. So the game doesn't do a good job of like illuminating the idea of what somebody's max HP is. The only thing we have left that can actually deal with this guy is Eye for an Eye. Or... No, that's true. The only thing we can do is Eye for an Eye that guy. We can play Keeper to buy time. That's really all that playing Keeper does. But like, play Keeper, play Wild Hand, play Improvised Drone, just like really fill the board with stuff. Get ready to Strafing Run. So yeah, like Improvised Drone here. Then Keeper here, obviously. And then we just put down a Wild Hand to get bodies onto the table. So now we potentially have a Strafing Run. Like, there's probably some sequence of play we can put together that actually kills that guy. We have to hope. And in the meantime, Keeper just, like, buys us a minute here. You massive asshole. Alright, Belligerent is also a problem. Lancer is actually pretty interesting. So let's see. We can have our Keeper blow up the Syngas barrel. Then we can Strafing Run this drone. No, but then he's going to go back to being a 9/4 instead of having 1 health, which means we can't kill him with shot. Man. I'm running out of cards in my leader deck. It's getting a little thin. What's my convoy deck look like? 5 remaining. And he's got so much taunt that we'll never be able to attack him again. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is a tough situation. Alright, if we precognition, odds are very good that we find eye for an eye. We'd sacrifice the beast token, eye for an eye, and just, like, hope that something cool happens. Alright, that's not bad. That's not bad. And then Lancer either kills the 5/4 and lives, which is funny, or pushes this guy to the back row, where we can then smash our two power guys into him for the kill. I think those are both pretty good outcomes. Yeah, and so now we still have a 2/7 with taunt, which is tough for them to deal with. And we just use our 2 guys to break this thing open, right? That's, you know, we've improved our position. He still doesn't have a good attack. The fountain is pretty good. Okay, really annoying. That guy's just getting more and more invincible. Boy, you sure do always have the best possible card for every situation, huh? Okay, yeah, making me no longer have a 6-power guy all of a sudden definitely hurts. So Light Blast here does an awful lot of damage. If we push you to the back, then you become a 9/6 again. Which we can't actually... I mean, I could sacrifice the Vanguard to trade with him, which I don't love, but we have to get rid of him somehow. And then that would allow me to make enough... to do enough damage to trade off that guy. Is that what we have to do? I mean, it certainly regains us control of the board. Yeah, alright. Sweet Vanguard. Wait, hold on. He's going to discard us a leader card. So do I want to play my shot first? I think I do. And we'll just accept the loss of Strafing Run. Alright, so wait. You attack this guy. Push him to the back. Then we charge him with the Vanguard. You kill that guy. And then take this. Okay, you know, it's a plan. I should not scrap. I should not do anything that causes me to draw cards. Okay, that guy cannot be allowed to attack ever. That is a really annoying time for you to have a near mercenary. Shot is not the card we want at this moment. Ah, boy. What's my other convoy card? It's an improvised drone, so things are going to get worse before they get better. We really need to find a way to deal some damage to the enemy. So this guy has to die. There's no version of this where he survives. So we can... I mean, we could use shots. We can just trade our whole board for their whole board. And then I have a handful of convoy cards and he doesn't. He is not going to take... Wow, he has so many cards in both of his decks. What? So he's not going to take any draw damage, and we're going to take a lot of draw damage. But we're way ahead on creatures, because we get to play Overseer Sweeper after doing the trades. I think that's how it's got to be. And it doesn't really matter where I play this, right? But yeah, we do that thing, and we're just gonna have to Yeah, definitely don't scrap. We're just going to have to do a lot of damage real fast, and he's going to have to not play a bunch of incredibly powerful creatures. Ooh, that's actually really bad, him causing me to draw a card early. Alright, Blue Devil Recruit is a guy we can completely ignore. That's, like, very good for us. And we just gotta do damage to your face a lot. Lancer's a pretty great draw. Does it make sense for me to play Scanner first? No, it doesn't really do anything. That would regain me 100. Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. Let's just play the Lancer. I don't even care about having damage to that guy. This is entirely about putting 6 power on the board. And then Scanner is so... can attack all enemy units regardless of position. But does his position matter? I don't know. We're going to play him here and we're going to find out. I don't know how cards work. Alright, we're hitting for a fair amount. Alright, that's an annoying thing to do on a robust guy. But he's probably just going to move forward. No, interesting. So he's made himself very extremely killable. Yo, Shredder! What a good draw! Yep, very happy with that. Okay, so... we have lethal. And, thanks to Shredder, we also get the batteries. Who wants... It probably want to put the blessing on the sniper, right? Okay, that got a little harrowing. So we took a ton of wounds there. We picked up a commander sleeve with 3 starting armor. Whenever a card is scrapped, regain 1... Yo, that's awesome. That's really good. Deep Focus is also really good. What a good everything. When a friendly construct is destroyed, deal 3 damage to the first target in the opposing row. We don't really have a good deck for this, but Brain Drain is great. Get dismantled. And then T is good, 18 batteries is good. Yeah, that could have turned out a little bit better. And we got ourselves the Fountain. You win. You hire me for free. Yeah, I mean, not free exactly. Costs were paid. But on the whole, I think that turned out, like, really well. Alright, let's move on to the Machinist Workshop. The place was thriving, with many of the pre-crash buildings refurbished to serve as homes, shrines, or workshops. A small tent city housing the many pilgrims immediately surrounded the village. At the center of the settlement, ringed by a sturdy wall of deep purple bricks, was the temple area. Even above the wall, we could see a ramshackle collection of solar panels sprouting from the roof of the tallest building there, the library. So we have seen this library before. Let's go to the market. We have a bunch of stuff to sell. And then... sorry, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go to the buy button. They do have a weapon. Make a guy get +2/+1. We should probably have a second weapon. Does any of the rest of this stuff look interesting? Challenger's entrance is... depending on how this interacts with our other piece of gear, this might actually be really powerful for us. Scavenger's Lure, or Scavenger Armor. When an enemy follower's strength is reduced, that's a pretty cool card. We don't have a good deck for it, but it's pretty cool. Scent of Power is okay for us. Honestly, this Crusader Armor is maybe interesting. But nothing else there is like an obvious grab. Let's go ahead and equip the Scorch Iron right now. No reason not to have the option. Then we will go to the Pilgrims Plaza. So here, I would like to build up some more believer points. We've been doing a lot of scholarly type stuff here. The machines will only grace the pious, is what I say. I agreed with the elder and explained to the pilgrims how the machine gods would not help them if they would not submit to the rites and wait in deference, as was the custom. After the group was calmed down, the elder took us aside and thanked us for cooperating. He paid us off. Okay, cool. I love being paid off. Alright. Is it time to go to the library? I think it's time to go to the library and get in some trouble. Alright, welcome to the library. We ask for a small donation, which I am ready to pay. So, we had a really good result from approaching the door last time. I'm going to just browse the books right now, because I think we didn't do that last time, right? Last time I was just like, hey, obviously go to that door. We got 5 XP. I began to look over the books, searching for something that might give me an edge in battle. I picked up a book called The Craft of War and began to read it. There is value in seeing war not as an art, obviously, where innate talents express themselves, but as a craft that any individual can practice and become better at. A strong and able leader must better themselves through battle, and fight just as much as any of their followers. It is important to better yourself and reach a new level of mastery whenever you possibly can. Well, this is directly about the game mechanics, but also the idea that you shouldn't see it as an art because art isn't a thing where you can practice and become better is maybe I don't entirely agree with the author of this book. Okay, well that's definitely a less compelling result than approaching the door, I'll say that. Sacrifice a drone or construct, all friendly followers gain +2/+0 just for this turn. You know, honestly, it's pretty good. We could definitely find a use for that. And then we're gonna drop a... Strafing run's cool, but it's kind of expensive for a thing that, like... Sometimes it's gonna be totally bananas. What else would we drop if not this, though? Probably the bolster. Honestly, the bolster can go. That's fine. Strafing run's a little hard to use, and that's definitely... That has it on the chopping block, but we're gonna try to continue using it for the moment. So do we want to go ahead and buy that Crusader armor? Because if it does in fact work such that a guy that we played in the last column comes into play with Taunt and then gets the +0/+2 from our other equipment, that's pretty cool. But no, probably the follower joins your side. Then once he has finished joining your side, he gains Taunt. And then by that point, he is no longer joining your side, so it's not going to trigger the other piece of equipment. So I think we're just going to leave... Well, we could sell... So I was thinking of selling this. I know, dismantling and everything, but... Defy Death I don't think is great. This Commander Sleeve I love and we're definitely equipping. Or are we dismantling it for Deep Focus? Because Deep Focus is awesome. No, it's definitely Battlefield Sense, right? Yeah. So let's hold on. Let's figure out what we're doing with this. So what would we be dropping? We'd probably be dropping the Security Sleeve. Iron Gauntlet's fine. But this is way better, and the extra point of starting armor and everything. So then... I'm just going to leave with the resources we have on us. I don't think we need to do anything else here. And I guess let's just go this way, right? We could double back and take on the battle for extra loot. I don't know that we need to. We're doing all right on... Oh, you know, I didn't think about going to the Teacher Shrine. We do need to be sacrificing cards, don't we? Would it be at all reasonable for us to, like, veer all the way back here to take on that shrine? I guess we could even just go to there. We don't have to go all the way back, because we could do this node and then move up. That puts us through a lot of combat, and it doesn't let us go to the healing spot. Are we on, sorry, not this. How are we on luxuries? We have a lot. We have a ton of extra hope, if we want to use it. We are trying to forget more than we knew when we started. I think we probably better do that. It's a long way out of our way. Also, I should have used a luxury before we started off there. Alright. Hey, guys, come on. Let's just trade. Let's all be friends here, shall we? And a rough barricade. Okay, there's a settlement. We're going to investigate the settlement. Well protected, but otherwise everything seemed normal. Okay, they're not likely to just shoot me in the face immediately. Let's approach and tell them about our sacred quest. Commander wielding a plasma rifle greeted us. Oh, we do like her. She's usually a good card, right? We'll pay you some food to join us. Apostate of the Echo. Sniper with insight, destroy a random... What? What? I mean, 9 is a cost that a card can have sometimes, but yo, that's very powerful. I mean, it has to be, because it costs 9. Alright, let's drink some tea. And I'm missing a little bit of health. That seems reasonable. Alright, let's go rumble. We're gonna have to mess with our desk our deck a little bit. Okay, heavy metallic sound, bulkhead bolted shut, you know, this whole thing. Wasn't long before the voices went silent, the vision faded, and then I'm gonna preach about the voices in the sky, because we're pushing hard on believer stuff here. Alright. We get to see a big forest fire, which everybody loves. Of course forest fires make you hopeful. Why wouldn't they? Let us approach the fortress openly. We're going to offer to be friendly with these people. I mean, we know they're going to attack us, right? But we may as well try. Okay, we could have appealed to them to let us pass. They're definitely not going to allow it. Let's just get to the fighting. So, what do we not want to run in a wounded state? I don't want to risk losing these cards. We don't need to run this keeper. The Vanguard is still fine when wounded. So what do we want to put in? We lost some top end there, so we can afford to run something expensive. We probably also want to run something that's kind of in the middle. So like the Near Mercenary is a good card. We have 4 cards at 3 or less. I don't want to run Wild Hand. Let's bring in the other cutter and the other scanner. This goes a long way toward assuring that we will have something to play on the first turn. And then the fountain's quite good. We probably don't need the 9-cost guy here. But also, he's so powerful, right? Play the fountain too. We'll just do it up like this. Alright. Let's begin. Near Mercenary, you know what? I'm going to hold on to you because we're going to get to play Cutter plus Drone first turn, and so Near Mercenary second turn might actually be awesome. Alright, so all neighboring followers. Hold on. Is neighboring... I don't remember. I think this is in the glossary. Wait, no, I want to do this button. I can't remember if neighboring is only orthogonally adjacent or if it includes diagonals. Let's see here. Because it was definitely in... Here we go. Neighboring tiles is just orthogonal. Surrounding tiles includes diagonals. Okay. What's super good diagrams? Very helpful. Alright, so I'm going to play the Cutter. We're going to plan to play the Near Mercenary there. We'll go Cutter, Improvised Drone, and, of course, Protect. Also, there's food at stake. We can steal these people's food. Okay, deplete's pretty alright here. I could see why you might do a thing like that. I think what I'm going to do is play this Scanner, and then just replay the Cutter. And we'll get you for 2. This battle's looking like it's not going to be so hard. Alright, that guy is definitely getting shot in the face. That's not a big deal. Oh, except that, right, they get to attack with it. Okay, so... Near Mercenary still feels pretty good. Because we can use the Cutter to smash any one of the opponents. It doesn't make sense to just try to go to the enemy's face, right? No, we risk having too little. So I can play Near Mercenary, then we can scrap something, get an energy back, and then do a shot. I think that's probably the right way. This gives us tremendous control over the board. Let's scrap, Berserk? Alright, so... Who's attacking what? I don't think it really matters, because everybody's taking 2 no matter how we do this. We'll get you... And then I'm just going to shoot you in the face. Alright, that gives us a pretty commanding board position. If something terrible happens to our 3-2, we have backup immediately. Do we have a way of killing you this turn? No, probably not. Let's see, I could get you for 9. probably want to deal with this 6-3 somehow. Like, the 6-3 gets Heavy Slug, and then use the 4-4 to eat the 3-2. Like, just move the cutter out of the way. Use the 4-4 to eat the 3-2. We could play Scanner here. Then Heavy Slug you. You step to the side. Do that. You smash for some damage. And then we could improvise drone just behind somebody. I think we're going to go ahead and leave the 4-1 on the front line, but put a unit behind him in case he dies in the way that, like, that would be the obvious thing to happen, right? I think this gives us a pretty good situation. Yo, 4-2. That guy's too big. That guy's too big to live. Although, actually, we're probably not going to bother with the enemy at this point. Oh, wow. Wow, Repurpose was a good draw. Okay, the big problem here is that now I can't access the food. You can attack that food, because you're a cheater. Alright, let's repurpose the drone. Alright, you can stealth attack that food, and then we just go to the opponent's face for a ton. Who wants the blessing? Do you want the blessing on the cutter? He's angry. He's so angry. I mean, obviously, blessing on the stealth guy is also good. Yeah, let's do it there. Stealth is a pretty cool ability. Okay, water. We got ourselves a null drone, which is fun. Mind Seize is interesting. Maybe not so great in our deck, honestly. Worth a thought, at least. And we came out of that, like, in pretty good shape. Oh, we should probably, if we're going to move again, we should probably use some luxury. Let's, I guess, just T again. Let's press bravely onward here. Another fortified structure. We investigate it. Oh, there are snipers hiding in the fort's margins. We could attack. Let's just move on. It's wild to me that we don't have the option of just, like, approaching them and saying, hey, everybody, how's it going? Oh, also, we're an hour and 7 minutes into the video. I guess maybe this would be an okay place to call it. We've just about done one whole map. We've done, like, the majority of one map. Listen, a lot of stuff happened, alright? It's been a very packed episode. There's been a lot of compelling combat here. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time to see us continue to forget, and hopefully also to succeed. Forget and succeed, which is not usually two things you do at the same time. And we'll see you then.